What's up, everyone? It's Dakota, and today I was thinking about possibly what a Pioneers Master Set could look like. Obviously, Pioneers, the very newest Eternal format that we have. Modern Horizons and Modern Masters are some sets that come to mind to players that play the Modern format because those sets either A, reprinted cards that definitely needed reprints that maybe players had a harder time getting access to if they didn't play during some of those sets, and then you have the Modern Horizon sets that obviously introduced brand new cards to the format on top of printing some cards that were legal in Legacy, uh, giving them a modern legal printing to obviously be played in the format. So it got me thinking, like, what could a Pioneer Master set look like? Would it be Pioneer Masters? Would it be Pioneer Horizons? What could we possibly be looking at in terms of getting cards from like the Return to Ravnica, Theros block sets that obviously need reprints like Mana Confluence and the Shocklands, and how could we put them into a set designed for the Pioneer format? And honestly, I think if a set like that were going to be made within the next few years, I think it would have to be a set that kind of does both. So I don't think it's a bad idea to have a Pioneer Master set that focuses on reprinting cards. I think basically with how they do with the fetch lands, you'd have to reprint the ally or enemy colored shock lands, which sucks because obviously having all 10 of them in the format would be, in a set would be perfect. Um, that being said, being printed in like the Return to Ravnica sets on Ravnica Allegiance and things like that. Definitely still packs, I believe, that are relatively cheap. The lands themselves are still relatively cheap, but I think in being a Pioneer set and the shock lands being the face of mana bases in the format, I think you have to print at least one half of the cycle, even though it would be very hard to print both the enemy and ally colors. Also looking into like getting cards like Mana Confluence and Nykthos printed because those are lands that are not shock lands but are very expensive and definitely see play in the format as well. On top of that, I think something interesting to note, as I just referenced earlier with Modern Horizons printing some cards that were legal in Legacy, like we saw in the original Modern Horizon set, where we had Lava Dart and Ultra Dementia, that we could actually have cards like Thragtusk, that were printed in, I believe, like M13 or something like that, M13 or M14, that isn't technically Pioneer legal, and it's a card that's not like too powerful for the format. I believe that Thragtusk probably has the appropriate power level and might not see play, but why not at least give that card a chance to exist in the format? There's obviously other cards and stuff that are in Modern that don't see play that I think would totally be fine for Pioneer, and it'd be cool to see them return in a Pioneer Masters type set to essentially get that chance to be played in a expanded format, but not one as powerful, as efficient, and honestly as brutal as Modern can be at times. So uh, that's kind of like my little tidbit, quick idea. I just wanted to get it out there and just kind of hopefully put it out there and speak it into existence on something that we get. I believe that we've had talks about a Pioneer anthologies or something to that effect, kind of like what happens in Historic, where that's how they're slowly going to introduce cards that are legal in Pioneer currently in the paper to get them into Explorer, which is basically the digital version of Pioneer but a less expansive card pool, to eventually get it up to the Pioneer format. And I think doing something like that for the physical card game, which maybe we won't see until Magic Arena like catches up or the Explorer format in Magic Arena catches up to current Pioneer. But it would be really cool. I think definitely something like this needs to be done. There is a lot of cards that are like in the Return to Ravnica blocks, like Voice of Resurgence and the Shocklands, that currently are seeing play that definitely need reprints. Just on top of like other cards and like the older sets that are out of print that aren't very easily to get your hands on. That just honestly could use like reprinting, and I think the limited format would be really sweet. Uh, just because usually the Pioneer or the Modern Horizons and Modern Masters, and even like Eternal Masters and things like that, those archetypes and those limited formats are really sweet, and I think it would be really cool for, kind of like a nostalgia trip for standard players like myself who played a lot during like Cons Block and really forward up until I want to say probably Battle for Zendikar. Well, I guess really like the Return to Ravnica, but beside the point, it would be really sweet. I think the format could be done really nicely. This might be a topic that I come back to and like expand on the more I think about it. This was just something I wanted to get the thought and the idea out there, and I guess just kind of gauge interest from like my own little community that we have going here. Um, if that would even be something that would be on the table, something that would want to be done, and things like that. So, if you made it this far, make sure that in the comments of this video you put what cards that you'd want to see in a Pioneer Masters slash like Horizon set. It could be a card that's modern legal that doesn't really see play, or maybe even a modern legal card that does see play. I can think of a few off the top of my head that I know I would want to see legal in modern that just doesn't get enough love, or really any love in modern. Or if you'd want it to be more akin to like the modern master sets, where it's just a bunch of reprints of other of cards that are legal in the format already, and you just don't want to see like any new cards necessarily getting put into the format unless they come from standard. So let me know in the comments what you think. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Always doing Pioneer and modern content, trying to upload 5 days a week. Awesome stuff. Be sure to like the video and comment, obviously, to help increase the traffic, get it suggested to more people so we can grow this community. Appreciate you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all in the next one.